Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're going to be doing another comic book haul. And this one's actually a really large one, and I have a bunch of other stuff to show off too, other things that I acquired. Some retro games, I've got a couple key books to show off, and a few autographs as well, so make sure to stick around, you won't be disappointed. So, first off we have Non-Stop Spider-Man. This is issue number 3. And if I remember, ironically enough, I think Non-Stop Spider-Man has been delayed. Maybe not with these month here. It seems like it's been coming out on time, but I think I read that the book's going to be delayed for a little bit. So I could be wrong, but that's just what I've heard. But yeah, if you'll notice, like, the page layout's really interesting. I think that's, part of the chaoticness of the book for sure. It's, like non-stop action here. And just supposed to be really in your face. So it definitely has been a good series so far. And I look forward to seeing what it does. So I did let my stuff stack up at my one shop. So I'm just going to show like the group of them here, since this is kind of like a month's worth. So I got Spider-Man 65. We got King's Ransom number 1. Amazing Spider-Man 66. Really like this cover here. Spider-Man 67, we see the Chameleon as back. He was, I believe, the enemy in Spider-Man number 1 way back in the day. Then we have Spider-Man 68. And then I think that's it for my Spider-Man books. Let me double check. Yes, so a whole ton of Spider-Man books here. I'm going to show off the art in the newest one here, because I doubt if I show you something from 4 issues ago, you'll be like, I need to go get that. So, yeah, the Chameleon has resurfaced here. And I haven't read this, so I have no clue. But it's always good to see a classic Spider-Man villain show back up. And then they're having like a turf war with all the villains as well going on. I don't think that's happened yet. I feel like this is certainly like part of it. You see some origin stuff with the Hobgoblin here. That's pretty interesting. He's one that kind of gets lumped in and confused, so it'd be good to reread that. I think, I'm trying to remember myself, I think he was just like a nobody initially, like someone's like henchman, and then he just kind of worked his way, if I remember. I mean, it's been a long time. And then I'll show off this King's Ransom, a little bit of it. From what I did see of it, it looked like it was kind of an ensemble of different talent and stories here. So let's see, I'm looking for artists. Yeah, so for the artists we have 3 different artists there. And from what I saw, it looks like we have some guest stars in this one too. But it looks like they have like different stories. I know I was flipping through and I saw it just kind of rounds out through all sorts of different characters. Boomerang for sure is in there. And then like I saw some stuff here with Black Cat. Not seeing a whole lot in the way of the art changing though. I guess I'm not really noticing it too well. But here's a nice double page spread there. Looks like I'm seeing a lot of like the I think it's the New Avengers was the team Spidey was on in the kind of mid 2000s. Alright, next we have X-Men number 20. Seeing the little Nimrod there. And yeah, I'm behind on all my books still. I still have the stack from a previous haul right here on my read pile. I've just been not focusing on my comics too much. Doing other stuff and just kind of taking life by pace here with the family and everything. So, but I have a feeling this weekend I'll probably catch up with some of these, especially since I have a backlog now from the previous haul. Kind of puts a little more urgency on it, so. But yeah, looks like we have quite a few classic characters rearing back up here. We see Mystique, we see, I think Forge is his name if I remember here, and all sorts of good stuff. So this looks interesting. And then to follow that up, we lead right into X-Men number 21. And we see Namor is present here. Known for the longest time as the first mutant. I don't know if he still is or not, or if they've made some other weird discoveries. But this is the Hellfire Gala issue here. So we see them in kind of these weird high fashion type of outfits. And a whole lot of talking right here, so I'm sure the previous issue had some action with Nimrod in there and stuff. Here we go. Looks like they get their suits redesigned a little bit. Cyclops looks a little odd there for sure. The huge visor. Okay. Next we have Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. I showed off on the previous haul the Kevin Eastman cover for this. And I'll just show off like the one of the pages since I already on the previous video showed it off. But yeah, so the theme here, everything is colored, simplistic, red, black, and white all the way through, and it's a series of just different stories by different writers and artists. Gets a bit gruesome at times right there. And yeah, I recommend this. I think it's just a 4-part miniseries though. I don't think it's leading into anything, but I don't really have my pulse on that. Next we have the Immortal Hulk, number 46. And yeah, as I've been saying, I think this series is going to go to issue 50. I know they've announced Donny Cates will be writing the relaunch of the Hulk, and then I think Ryan Otley is going to be doing the interior, so that makes me wonder if he's going to be doing Spider-Man much anymore, if he's just going to focus on Hulk. So, yeah, this book has just been an experience, to say the least. Not quite like anything else I've read from Marvel in a good long time. It's lots of action, lots of bizarreness, lots of it's just so over the top and just kind of just strange, especially for the Hulk. I've never been into the Hulk much. There was a few arcs I enjoyed, but this is certainly on the list. So that's 46. course, we gotta do another one-shot special here in between Immortal Hulk Time of Monsters, which I think this is just the one shot to prime the pump. This looks like it's painted almost. It's like we have a mass grave here. Yeah, this looks like it's painted. Beautiful. Jarring work there. Kind of keeping the feel. So I know they were talking about, I think Mastermind went through, or not Mastermind, the leader went through the red door, so now we see a green door, so that is possibly someone else coming through to take control of the Hulk, maybe. And this might even be Bruce here, truthfully. Who knows for sure, at least from the brief look at the pictures. Let me look through. So yeah, we certainly have art change here. More traditional heavy ink work there. It looks like this is a flashback. Looks like a movie theater sort of situation there. And I think even beyond that, there's some more. Yeah, right back here. Or maybe this is just with the lights on. Hulk's looking pretty cool there. I think that let's check our artist credits here. Yeah, I was about to say that looked like Kevin Nolan was doing that. So I don't want to spoil the, I'll just show, here's the title card. So artist here, Kevin Nolan for that. So that's just for the last one. So there were different creatives for each part, and then I think, so this was the first painted part. Juan Ferreira did the art and the cover for that first part. So really nice job. I can't wait to dive into that. And then Hulk number 47. I think this is going back to before, whenever they fought him. And I think they had to like drop a gamma bomb to get him out of the area. Or this could be a rematch, maybe. But I know certainly at the beginning it was one of those things that they did too. They encountered him. Yeah, this might be a rematch. At least that's what it's looking like. And we have one I'm not apt to handle too much. Tankers number 2. Which, I'm not sure if you guys heard this. There's saying, oh, Bad Idea is closing at the end of this year or whatever. I don't think they're actually closing, though. I think they're rebranding, calling themselves something else. And maybe even expanding which retailers get to use or sell their books, rather. So yeah, this art is really nice, and I love dinosaurs, so of course anything that looks this pretty and has dinosaurs I'm gonna recommend. And they're like these big mechs. I think there's a lot in the way of like oil or something, like, the traditional way oil is through like crude oil, through fossil fuels and all this sort of stuff, maybe. So yeah, if you can find it, bad idea. And this is Tankers number 2. Which I definitely still have ENIAC number 1 first print on the table when we get to 2,000 subscribers. And of course I will probably add a few more things in too. Just because it's kind of obscure. So next I'm going to show off just some of my random stuff here. These beautiful little Ninja Turtle pens. So these are done with the cartoon coloring on the old classic Eastman and Laird design here. So this was an image used a lot for like the Ninja Turtle fan club and stuff. And in the back you can see a little bit, it's got a traditional Eastman drawing on the back there. And we've got one for each. This isn't an image I've seen a lot here. This is Donatello on this one. And we have Mikey on a little skateboard there. And the image of Rap we see quite a bit here. I think this is even on the t-shirt that I wear quite a bit too. So yeah, nice little set. You saw the back, they are $12 a piece. I think these used to retail for about $12, but they went up a little bit in cost, but still they're great pins. And then also too, I popped one out to see earlier, but the backing on these is all colored the dark green that you see here. It matches all the way around on the back. And then it's got on the back side of the studio that, or company that made these, what is it? Zen Monkey Studios there. It says it on the pin on the inside. So, nice little pin set. One of these days I might do a full pin collection video. We'll have to see. Next I got some retro games. This is one I've never played. I've seen ads for it back in the day. This is Separation Anxiety. So this involves like the other symbiotes there. And yeah, this is just you taking on all of them here. And then you have a lot of guest stars, like you can see Captain America makes an appearance there, and just all sorts of fun stuff here. I think that is, I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be Wolverine there or not. But yeah, I think there's other characters and stuff who, yeah, Ghost Rider, Daredevil. So, lots of guest stars. I've never played it though, so certainly at some point on the channel we will be doing playthroughs, or at least let's plays of part of these games. I stink at games, so I don't know if you'll get a full playthrough or not. Next we have the Ren and Stimpy's Invention for the Genesis, which that was one I played at a neighbor's house, and we never really got far. And we got the Goof Troop game, as made famous by whenever the Game Grumps first episode, or the first, they did like double episodes when they first came out. But this was the first episode they showed, I believe, was them playing Goof Troop for a series. So, nice little thing. I've always wanted to play this. I always liked licensed games with like this when I was a kid. And they borrow a lot of elements, surprisingly, from old Zelda dungeons in that game. And then I got a repro cart of Turtles in Time. And this is a game that I never owned as a kid. But yeah, it's harder to come by, so I settled on reproduction. And me and my son got to play it and actually beat it on easy, I think last week or something like that. So I know I can beat it with him on that, but you don't get the true ending. So I'll be honing my skills and hopefully be able to do a playthrough of this too. We beat it in under half an hour on easy, so when I play myself, I get stuck on the boss fight of Slash in the first prehistoric stage, like after you go through the time warp. So, but yeah, the main thing right now is the computer that the capture card hooks up to makes a horrible, like, fan sound, which obviously if I'm recording sound, it's gotta sound okay, so I gotta get a different computer to use for that, and of course I have to get one with the correct power to be able to render that. This was a Ghost Rider blacklight that had dropped, and as you can see, this was a store exclusive, sold out probably in under a minute on their site. And then they had some at Hollywood and at the HQ here in Everett, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get one, but I had already promised this to someone since this isn't a line I collect, so this line is really hot, and since this is a store exclusive and everything, and people are like collecting that whole line of black lights, this pop right here is valued easily on eBay for around $250 and climbing. So the other big one is the blacklight Carnage, which is continuing to climb too with the movie coming out. And then look at this nice artwork on the back here too. This is very cool. So, but fortunately I already promised it to someone else, so he's just passing through for right now. But yeah, I'm part of the group called the Gastlecast. I'll leave a link to them below. Basically, it's collectors helping collectors. And one of my buddies on there asked me to get it before everything kind of got crazy. So I was like, yeah, sure. But I didn't know this was limit one in the store. But either way, it's not a line I collect, even though this is a cool pop and it's valuable. So yeah, I got it for him, and he's hooking me up with a bunch of stuff too. So, but if you want to help out collectors and receive some help yourself, if you're in a spot where you don't get a lot of certain pops you're looking for, feel free to hop on there. But it's kind of like a mentality of helping each other. So don't go on there just to take advantage of everyone, but to also help too. So hope you enjoy that, and of course check out their YouTube channel too. I'll leave a link to that too. That's Heather and Chris Gassler, and they're a married couple that collects tons of things, and they're just kind of good humored and good natured. So check them out. I highly recommend them. Then I was able to find the Captain Planet I needed. This was issue number 7. If you saw my Captain America, or my Captain Planet haul rather, this was the one I was missing, so I was finally able to find it. Granted, it was in a lot with a bunch of other Captain Planet books that I'm going to have to resell, but it's fine. I was willing to pay what I paid, or close to it, just for the single book anyway. So, and then this is one that kept eluding my show-off stack. This I got whenever we went to Forks with my family at the souvenir shop. They had this is a comic about the life of the writer of Twilight here, Stephanie Meyer, and they were limited to that location, at least this particular cover, and this is number 866. And yeah, it's just kind of your standard type stuff here, telling this is like her writing a story here, and then it goes into showing her right there. And I just realized I've got to zoom the camera back in, so give me a second to do that. There we go. And then when my buddy visited me a few weeks ago, and he got me that filbert and all that, he also got me something else pretty cool. This is a signature of Kevin Nash, as many of you know from professional wrestling, but he was Oslo in the suit here as the Super Shredder in Secret of the Ooze. And so he did a nice personalized to Jake Super Shredder. And I think he would maybe even did the voice of Shredder on the 2000s Turtles cartoon that was on Fox, the 4Kids one. But I never watched that one. I hear it was good and I would like to watch it, but I haven't. So, but this was a nice surprise for sure. So very cool of him to do that for me. So I got a couple freebie magazines that I'll be showing off, probably with some sounds on a later video. This was in a bag, so this was like a two parts thing. The free magazine's called Den of Geek. Check it out at your local comic shop. If they have it, it's more than likely free. It's just a promotional thing. Alright, now we move on to my main comic shop stack here. So first we have Freak Snow. This is number 1. This is like the official ongoing series. This is called Revenge is a Drug. And I know about it through my acquaintance on Facebook there, Kevin Rodatelli. Rob Cannon is the artist here. And this is a independent series here. We can do a trace here of that here. Nice simple line there. There we go. Let's get this one. Gotta make some nice noises too. But yeah, this is just really like high artistic and very just kind of freewheeling and independent. Certainly unique, not like a lot of stuff that I read. It's very gritty and just kind of action-packed and bizarre and weird. And it's just something kind of different. So if you want an unconventional comic book, give this a look. It literally just came out this past Wednesday. And more than likely, if you ask your shop, you'll be able to order it. So, and this is with, I think it's Mammoth Company is the company. Oh, Behemoth Comics. I'm sorry. And there, there's a few other books that the company puts out too. So. And I think Kevin is doing some heavy marketing for the whole company in general. If I remember, he got like a promotion or something. And yeah, this guy's basically like, he drinks something that makes him really unstable. And his action figure here and his beer can basically start talking to each other and help him make his decisions. So just really strange. Next we have Batman 109, and this is the Pride variant, which this is a great cover here. I love the fact that the people spotlighted here, with aside from Batman here, these are all people who are gay in the Batman universe here, and I think Ghost is actually bi. There was a scenario a few issues ago where I think a man and a woman were involved there. So, I really appreciate that this cover incorporated all these people in the Batman universe who do have that for their lifestyle, so not just kind of inserted randomly into it, but having actual people in the series who are gay, so, or bi with the case of Ghost, I believe. Like I said, it wasn't official, just kind of implied there. So, but yeah, certainly, treat everyone with respect and care, I think life's too short to be hateful, into, just kind of single people out and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I encourage you guys, take care of each other, be nice to each other. We're all just trying to get through this together. So, yeah, treat people how you want to be treated, But, yeah, this continues on, being beautifully written and drawn here. Just kind of well done all the way around. I don't think that's the model of the T-Rex there, though, because he's certainly not long like that typically. And then in the back there still is the ghost story too. This might even be an add to something. I think this is an add to something else, but this is the other mini story in the back here. Because we have that bonus content now. And this is the regular variant. And I know I've seen this artist before, but I can't quite place who it is. But it looks really nice. It looks like how you would see like cards in the 90s when they did art cards for Batman. And we have the normal cover here. And we have Joker number 4. Cardstock cover, of course. And yeah, this is Bane's daughter. A lot of people have been sitting up and noticing this book based upon that. I think issue 2 has become a spec book. First appearance of Bane's daughter, I believe. And this is kind of like survival of the fittest. Previously, Kamish was face to face with the Joker here. I forget which country he's in, but you confront him right on, and Joker had protection around him. These guys here, and just all laser targets aimed at Gordon. And it's just kind of a standstill. He's like, everyone hold your fire. I actually want Gordon to help me out with this. If he's not going to shoot me, he gave him that moment. He said this is kind of a poober get off the pot, which, that's not how he phrased it, but he's like, yeah, this is the moment. If you're going to do it, do it. But then he had all the targets on him too. So that's the big thing. Is Gordon going to be able to actually follow through with what he's being paid to do, which is to hunt down and kill Joker? Or is he just gonna hand him off to Batman? And then in the back, we have the story in the back here. Focusing on Punchline. And most of this takes place in a prison. So there's kind of like prison yard loyalties and stuff going on. Next we have Batman Detective number 3. And a big thing here is seeing old Andy Kubert on Batman again. I just love his art. You know, he was one of the people who was regularly drawing Captain America when I was officially collecting it monthly. So anytime I see his art, I'm just kind of transported back to that period, like 96, 97. And yeah, this is an interesting story. Basically, there's a group who is specifically targeting everyone who Batman has rescued. They're trying to go back and kill anyone Batman has saved. So, and recently they targeted his trainer from back in the day. And at the end of that, I think they had killed them. So I'm sure, you know, there's a Lazarus Pit scenario or something. Just kind of, that's how it typically goes, involving all that sort of stuff. And we have Detective Comics number 1037. Nice Bermeo cover here. With Huntress. This is Bogdanovic, yeah. Yeah, I see his stuff, and it certainly has a feel of Capullo style. You know, like I said, it's artists don't like being compared to each other. I mean, I'm sure they do to an extent if it's someone who they respect their work, and I doubt that he doesn't like Capullo. But yeah, I certainly get that feel from his work. But I mean, this guy was doing that style even when he wasn't on this book. So, because some people, you know, they'll try to like kind of pull off a style to be like just kind of on model with the series. But Bogdanovic has just, this is how he draws, so, which is good. I like his style. So nice horrifying image there. Hope you're all feeling relaxed right now. And it looks like there's a little backup story too, so I'll just show you one page from that by Dustin Wynn. And then there's like a little 3-page story here too. Kind of like a news piece, maybe. Kind of odd. Okay. Next we have Batman Urban Legends number 4. This looks like the Batman of the future here. So I'm kind of interested as to why he's on the variant cover here. And we can give this a quick trace here. Why not? I always have a weird time here, though. I don't know which hand you would prefer me to trace with. Maybe this one. There you go. So yeah, I was reading this, and I think that Chip is actually gonna do another story too after this wraps. This is part 4 of 6, and he's just knocking it out of the park. It is a great story. Highly recommend it. If you're not buying, I say if you're not buying any other Batman book, buy this one. Although the regular one's pretty good too, but this is good. Just kind of the quality of it, you know, the regular ongoing Batman is good, and it's innovating, it's introducing a lot of new characters and concepts and stuff like that. But this is just kind of feeling a lot more of the heart of Batman, you know. a lot more emotion invested. At least I feel anyway. Yeah, and then there's a story here about the Batman of the future, or that's not even, is it? That's Batwing, maybe. Because I see Oracle there. It's hard to say, honestly. But yeah, there's that story. And then there's another focusing on Tim Drake there. Which there hasn't been a monthly Robin in a while. Well, granted, they have the new one with Damian, but you know what I mean. Tim Drake has not been in the books in a while, so it's nice to see him here. And we see some more Wildcats showing up in the Batman universe. So that's cool. Okay, here's the next Batman Second Son, number 3. So this most certainly is the Batman of the future here. Like the style in this one. It's got the detail, but then the coloring is really simple, almost flat. But still not in other parts, but yeah, I like it. Detail on that bike is awesome. Wonder if that's if they traced that or not. It's hard to say in the world with digital and all that, which it's still impressive regardless. Even digital, I can't put an overlay and trace something like that. And yeah, that's the art all the way through. So I've seen if there's maybe another part there or not. Next we have the Batman, The Adventures Continue, number 1. This is like a season 2, as they put it. So big thing here. We see the Court of Owls in the animated universe. So really interesting what they're doing with this series, just kind of adding different things from the Batman mythos, but doing it in a way that's new. Because they even put Red Hood in here and all that sort of stuff, which before they never acknowledged. You know, Jason Todd in the animated series or anything like that. So, but yeah, we see Talon there. Let's see if I can get a better. Here's a shot of him in action here, taking on Deadman. And we have a Strange Batman Catwoman, number 5. Jim Lee cover. Series just kind of seems to be perpetually in Christmas. So, great book to read all in one sitting during Christmas, I think. Although it's a bit bleak and dark for Christmas. But it's well drawn, like I've said, even if you don't care for Tom King's writing, art is great. have Challenge of the Super Sons #3. It's just a nice, bright mini-series about them rescuing the Justice League kind of one by one in isolated situations here. And now they're taking on, I'm trying to remember this guy's name. He's from like the medieval period. I want to say Doc Savage or Vandal Savage, maybe? I think that's right. I think the artist has changed. I'm not sure. It's still stylized and cartoony, but certainly looks a little bit different than it was previously. A nice picture here of Damien with a mace. It's a good image to leave it on. Next we have Batman 0 Point #4. And this has the fun little DLC codes in it. And yeah, Deathstroke has made his appearance finally. Or maybe surprisingly is the right word to use there, but yeah, Deathstroke's in here now. Previously, Snake Eyes has been in here. And yeah, it's been fun. Basically, it keeps getting reset, and Batman hasn't had the ability to speak. And he keeps coming across Catwoman and trying to befriend in combat with her instead of against her. And so he's just trying to figure out how to work through and escape this world he's been thrown into. And yeah, it's just fun, you know, and it's just kind of fun as a parent, and if you've got kids, just to kind of have something to share with them. And then this is the DLC from this particular issue. Each issue has a different item. First one was the best though, was a Harley Quinn skin. And then if you have all 6 issues, you get an additional Batman skin, I believe. Or he's kind of like in his Frank Miller Batman suit. His mech, you know. And then this is the polybagged one. One's for me and one's for my kid, so. Next we have Man-Bat #5. This is one that's just kind of winding down now. This might be the last issue, or maybe there's an issue 6. But we have like a King Man-Bat. This is kind of his last hurrah here. This might even be the end of Man-Bat, maybe. Who knows? But basically he's kind of like leveled himself up, where he's even bigger and scarier than he was before. This was after, I believe, Scarecrow had tried to steal his technology that him and his wife were working on, which is supposed to cure deafness. Then we have Future State Gotham #2, which we have our nice, bright, vivid variant cover here. And then we open it up, and we're treated to our manga-inspired futuristic DC universe, which honestly I'm perfectly okay with. I'd be alright picking up, you know, all sorts of different DC titles that took on this kind of stylized look. Sure, after a while the novelty of it wears off, but it is cool to see it like this, you know? And there's a different story in the back here. Looks like we see some more detail. Ah, Olivier Copiel on this one here. Thought I recognized the art. And we have Rorschach number 9, maybe? Yes. And I can't remember if this goes to 12 or 10. But yeah, this has been a weird book. Just kind of about the psychology of the psychology of what makes people do what they do. And in this instance, it's this character in particular trying to persuade other people just to kind of be in on her warped sense of reality. So it's been interesting. This is another one. It's a very grim book as well. I think Tom King specializes in kind of focusing on the more grim psychoanalytic side of things as opposed to a standard American superhero comic. His background is CIA intelligence, if I remember correctly, so that certainly comes through in his work. And we have the Turtles, number 117. And this is Eastman's Pride cover here, which I love. It's got all the Turtles bandanas worked into it. And yeah, just a really great piece here. And I think this one is the conclusion of the Battle of the Bands, maybe? So this is kind of what the past couple issues have been leading into here, so it'll be interesting to see how this shapes up as well. Next we have Inkblot number 9, and that this was the Aquabats for a minute there. So yeah, this is another book that's just kind of strange. But it's fantasy based. And it seems like it's really just kind of like young teen like almost. And yeah, this is another nice cover on here. And the art is just fantastic in it. I can't completely comprehend everything that's going on story-wise. But visually, it's just a very beautiful book. The level of detail here is just stellar. And you can see it here. So good. And we have Noctera number 4. I think this cover is by the same person who did that Catwoman cover I featured. On the previous haul. So yeah, in the last issue or so, they're talking about basically when their parents got infected by the darkness and how they dealt with it, and now her brother here is dealing with it, and she is trying to have to revisit those same memories and just kind of how they handled that. And yeah, more stark blackness here. Reminder of the future that could be for them. And I think they're growing up in a future where they don't even believe the sun is real anymore. 'Cause all they've ever seen is darkness. Alright, next, this one I just got for the cover since I've already shown off the inside. So this is the Immortal Hulk 46. This is the Funko variant. It's a redoing of the first cover of the Immortal Hulk. And yeah, this came out whenever they just shipped the pops that came out, the deluxe ones where the glow in the dark is the chase. Which I actually didn't care about that one too much, but I did want this cover, so not too bad. And it was only $15. So yeah, if you like Funko stuff, for sure, check that out. Okay, so this is one of the keys we have here. This is Captain America number 323. This is the first appearance of John Walker. If you've been watching Falcon Winter Soldier, you know who John Walker is. He is supposed to be the replacement Cap. And yeah, this is the nice border cover here. They show all the different characters and they had different headshots. And I think there was another cover, if I remember, which just shows them like fighting each other, Cap versus, I'm trying to remember what his name was. I think it was just Patriot or something like that. But I was surprised, super affordable. They just had a collection come in, sold it to me for $35. Was not expecting to get this book for that price. Here, so let's see. I think this one is actually a cameo appearance of him. This is him right here with the flat top. Yeah, the other cover shows him and Cap fighting on there. So yeah, this is John Walker here in his other outfit. And I think he's just called Patriot. And I think this might actually be done by Frank Miller. Maybe? No, Paul Neary, my mistake. Yeah, so Super Patriot. I don't know why this was a cameo, though. Clearly it's not. So if we've got that one, how can we not have John Walker costumed Captain America 354 in the U.S. agent outfit? So, yeah, another key book here. See if I can get it right to him in the suit. So, right here. Looks like they're running some sort of training simulation. So, yeah, I think this is his first costume appearances in these 2 pages here, maybe. Oh, no, here he is. So, yeah, another key one here, and this one was only 20. So, not too bad. I used to have those. So, our final autograph of the evening here. This is the X-Men Legends number 3, signed by Walt Simonson and Louise Simonson. Classic team here. Used to do X Factor and the Legends. They got him to sit down and sign a few books. This is 15 out of 43 copies. So I cannot recommend Dynamic Forces highly enough. In your previews, check out, it's usually towards about the middle section of the book. And they've got signed stuff. You can pre-order. It'll come to your shop. And I think I paid maybe around 40 or so for this, which if you meet them at a convention, they might charge for a signature, they might not, but I mean, even to get a ticket into a convention is usually around $40 for the day. So, and you don't have to wait in line. Granted, you don't get to meet them, but it's a rarity for them to really come to conventions. So, nice to be able to add this to the signature collection. So we'll put that right there. And that's going to do it for me. So as always, let me know down below what you want to see. Like, comment, subscribe, share it out. And as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.